Education Department says schools piloting face-to-face classes across the country are COVID-free so far. This morning, Pasig City also did a simulation of in-person learning. Unlike others, no plastic barriers were seen in the classrooms. Let's find out more from Mayor Vico Sotto. Mayor, thank you so much for joining us. Pass or fail the simulation and dry run of students at the Pasig Elementary School?
Good evening, Sir Rico. Pass. I think everything went well, and based on the assessment of our schools division office, the dry run or simulation that was held at Pasig Elementary School this morning was pretty much a success.
From which grade, Mayor, did students participate in this dry run, and how many students per class?
This morning, we had one class from grade 1 and another class for grade 2. Around 13 or 14 students per class.
And
So 27 total.
27 in total. And the target date for these students to go back to face-to-face classes in Pasig is December the 6th. Apart from Pasig Elementary School, which other institutions are waiting for validation, Mayor?
Well, the schools division office has 4 target schools. Pasig Elementary School, which had their dry run this morning. F. Legazpi in Barangay Ugong. Nagpayong Elementary School in Barangay Pinagbuhatan. And Ugong National High School. So 3 elementary schools and 1 high school. Then again, the target date for starting for this pilot program would be December 6th.
Before December 6, will these other schools who have sought validation and approval, will they also have their dry run and simulations?
Tama po, Sir Rico. Right now, they're going through the validation process. Earlier today, this afternoon, we had a team from the LGU join the team of the schools division office to inspect the schools to see if there's still anything that they need. At mukhang ready na naman. So tingin namin by December 6, nakapag-dry run na rin yung 3 pang school and the 4 schools will be ready for the pilot run of face-to-face.
Marami rin nagtatanong na mga parents, no, Mayor Vico, especially those in colleges and universities in Pasig. Magkakaroon na ba po ng dry run?
Sorry, Sir Rico, you're asking dry run for colleges?
Yes, for colleges and universities in Pasig.
Sa ngayon, I have not heard of any application other than the Ateneo School of Medicine, which actually applied for face-to-face several months ago. But I have yet to get updates. Pero iba kasi yung proseso ng application nun para sa face-to-face. Right now, our focus is on the DepEd run schools. So that would be the elementary and high school public schools in Pasig.
Do you think, Mayor, all of Metro Manila is now ready for pilot face-to-face classes?
Well, I can't speak for all of Metro Manila, pero ang sa akin naman po, Sir Rico, tingnan natin itong 4 na pilot schools natin sa Pasig. Obserbahan natin ng ilang linggo. Let's see how everything goes. We're ready, other than the logistics, and we have also health professionals on standby. We have nurses who will be on standby in the schools. But as the experts have told us, they have told me, ventilation and airflow is really the key here. Of course, wearing masks, social distancing, but in terms of preparing the classroom, ventilation and airflow is the most important thing.
And Mayor, if this pilot face-to-face classes of these very few schools is successful, when do you plan to add more schools to the list?
Well, Sir Rico, we will follow the lead of the Department of Education, specifically of our schools division office in Pasig. Pero kami naman ay pinaghahandaan na rin namin na lahat ay magbubukas. I should point out, Sir Rico, that for this pilot face-to-face, it is purely voluntary, or what I mean to say is that we need the consent of the parents. Hindi po ito sapilitan. So the 27 students this morning who participated in the dry run, their parents signed their consent forms. So I'm hoping that more parents will consent kasi nakikita talaga natin na kailangan na rin bumalik sa face-to-face kasi nagsasuffer ang kalidad ng edukasyon dahil bawal ang face-to-face. So hopefully we don't need to rush, but what's important is that we go forward one step at a time and when we don't move back.
All right, Mayor, there are suggestions now, no? There's a lot of pressure to downgrade to alert level 1 by December 1st. Is Pasig ready?
We're always preparing, Sir Rico. Pero kung anong alert level ba yan, 1, 2, 3, 4 ba yan, basta sa amin, maghahanda kami para kung ano man ang ideklara ay hindi kami magugulat. But that's really for the experts to say.
And now that the cases, the infections, no, in the country and of course in the National Capital Region are continuing to fall. Other countries now are battling a fierce wave of infections, Mayor Vico. What can we do to prevent that from happening here while we reopen the economy?
At this point, I think we know what we have to do. It doesn't mean it's easy, but more or less we know what we have to do, from testing to tracing to isolation to treatment. Sa ngayon, meron kaming 55 cases. Last I checked this morning, we had 55 active cases in Pasig. Much lower than we've had previously, but we should point out that 55 is not zero. So hindi tayo pwedeng magpakakampante. Kailangan alert pa rin tayo at gawin natin ang lahat ng mga kaya natin para hindi na nga mag-surge pa ulit. Vaccination, of course, is again, I'm not saying anything new here, but we just need to keep doing what we know we should do.
And we just heard the President earlier, Mayor Vico, pressuring our kababayans to get vaccinated. Are you gonna get tough on your constituents to get vaccinated?
Sa totoo lang, Sir Rico, ang problema namin ngayon, if you can call it a problem, nahihirapan na kaming maghanap ng mga hindi pa namin nabakunahan na adults. Lahat ng pwedeng mabakunahan, alos na bakunahan na namin. So, yun yung pinakamalaking challenge namin. Sa experience ko, halos lahat naman ay gusto na talaga magpabakuna. If there will be additional restrictions or perhaps additional restrictions for those who are unvaccinated and likewise additional privileges for those who have been vaccinated, that would be a very welcome step forward in my opinion. Halimbawa sa restaurants, baka pwede mas mataas ang capacity kung vaccinated ang movies, etc. As is already the case. So, yun po ang sitwasyon namin. Mas mahirap na maghanap ngayon ng mga babakunahan pa.
Well, that's good, no? The hesitancy rate in Pasig is falling. How is the rollout of your booster shots, Mayor? How many have been immunized with the third dose so far?
Booster shots, nagsimula na kami. Sa A1 or mga medical frontliners po natin, nasa mga 2,000 na nabakunahan namin. We've also started texting our senior citizens. I have yet to read the report from this afternoon, but nagsimula na rin tayo doon.
Pasig City Mayor Vico Sotto, thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word.